Good evening, guys. How y'all doing on this Saturday night? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are here live for my live review of this week's episode of NXT. The March 3rd, 2021 edition of NXT. We are now officially on the road, as it was announced this past week, to the next NXT TakeOver, which, believe it or not, last I heard, takes place on not a Friday, not a Saturday or a Sunday, on a Thursday. Thursday, April 8th. WrestleMania weekend. Well, probably because WrestleMania is going to be a two-night show again this year. So NXT TakeOver is going to be on a Thursday. And it's going to be called NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. We'll see how that one goes. As, you know, the card could be a little bit interesting. Building up to it, we'll have to wait and see. As far as this week's episode is concerned, not gonna lie, I was not the biggest fan of this episode. I'll also be honest and say I fell asleep twice while trying to go through it. Well, the first one was last night at like 11:45 at night. I was super tired. I was not able to watch it Thursday, and then I had something last minute come up that I had plans before SmackDown last night. So I actually have friends I'm going to be talking to after this. So if I have time after I video chat with my friends, I may come back here and review SmackDown, because tomorrow before Revolution, I want to do my next top 10 special. But let's be real. I'm definitely hoping next week's episode of NXT is much better than this week's. This week's, if it wasn't for that main event match that was a pretty good match, I will give them credit. This was a very shitty show. I'm sorry, I just did not like it. I was disappointed with the result of the women's tag title match. The stuff with the way, again, just that therapy stuff was just, so cringe. The rest of it was just there. Again, nothing really too special to talk about this show. That's why I'm going to just fly through it, get off, talk to my friends, and maybe come back up here, like around midnight or so, and talk a little more wrestling. But, yeah, let's just talk about this show really quick. As I said, there's not much to talk about. We actually opened up with a non-title match with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch taking on the team of Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. Weird match. I mean, still a weird set with why are we continuing with this team of Thatcher and Ciampa, and are they baby faces? Are they heels? Again, these dynamics with NXT just are not there. Just totally unclear. The match was solid, I would say. Hard-hitting, physical. Lorcan and Burch, again, just aren't doing much as tag champs. I'm guessing we are waiting until TakeOver Stand and Deliver for the match between Lorcan and Burch and MSK, which I'm hoping they give the titles to MSK, because, again, Lorcan and Burch have rarely been on TV. When was the last time they even defended the tag titles? You know, like that's just weak there. But the result, the tag champs win thanks to a distraction from 3 of the 4 members of Imperium, who stand on the ramp, and thanks to them, the heels won. So that's that. Let me see here. Then after this, we have Roderick Strong come out and it basically calls out Adam Cole. Instead, out came Finn Balor instead, and then Balor calls out Adam Cole and challenges him to an NXT Championship match next week. Along also, we are getting the match with Io Shirai and Toni Storm for the NXT Women's Championship. So, stacking up the card pretty good for next week, even though, I'll be real with you, I don't think Adam Cole and Finn Balor have as good matches as I'd hoped that they would have. So, I was thinking maybe like a good to solid match, but they just, for some reason, when they've had one-on-one matches, it just hasn't really been knocked out of the ballpark for me as good as I feel it should be. like against like Adam Cole and Ricochet, or like an Adam Cole and a Johnny Gargano, or even an Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. Like, I don't know. It's just something that doesn't seem like as higher leveled with Adam Cole and Finn Balor as it should. Roddy, though, blames Finn Balor for what's been going on, saying everything was fine until Balor got involved, which Balor really was not involved really much at all with the Era. They fight, and it sets up for our main event later on in the show, which is actually a pretty good match. I'll save the stuff with the way for after I talk about this next couple things. We also had Ember Moon defeating Aaliyah by pinfall. We had hype up for also a match that's between Xia Li and Kaden Carter. And apparently, because I didn't actually see the match last week, because I kind of missed it when I was scheming through, Casey Catanzaro is legitimately injured with an LCL sprain or something like that. I saw the part in the match where Xia Li basically took out the knee of Casey Catanzaro. Ugh. It looked painful. And just for somebody who did suffer a knee injury at one point, like, ugh. I saw that and I cringed. That was a cringe moment that made me cringe almost as bad as Shayna Baszler stomping on Dakota Kai's arm. Or anytime someone has sold that arm stomp really great when Shayna's done it. Yeah, it was bad, but we're getting that match also next week, along with the two championship matches. We also had a match where Cameron Grimes defeated Bronson Reed due to help from LA Knight, who interfered, and he actually cut his first promo in NXT. Pretty good promo from LA Knight. Again, I don't know much about him. Although I've heard the hype for him is pretty good, so we'll see, what he does in NXT. We also have Everrise getting ready to face Breezango, but instead Legado del Fantasma beat them down, basically taking out their anger from Escobar's loss to Karrion Kross last week. Still not sure what the heck is up with that one, since, again, why should someone like Santos Escobar be pushing Karrion Kross to the level that was pushed from last week? I didn't get that one. I'm sorry. I really didn't. Yeah, that one was weird. And then, what else do we got here? We also had, let me talk about, the main event between Roderick Strong and Finn Balor was actually really good. I thought that was a great match. Roddy's Horse got new theme music since they finally, have officially declared the Undisputed Era broken up. I thought it was a good match. Again, I mean, one little downside about the Undisputed Era was I felt that it really limited Roderick Strong. I don't know. It's just like, as a single star, it's just like he wasn't quite hitting it out of the ballpark as well with the Era as he was before. Like the match he had with like Drew McIntyre for the title, he had that match with Bobby Roode where he beat Bobby Roode in Roode's farewell match on NXT. Again, he had a couple really good singles matches before he joined the Era, and I felt like when he joined the Undisputed Era, they kind of limited him a little bit. I felt. But the performance he put on with Finn Balor made me think of that Roderick Strong. Again, it was really good stuff. Great main event. But the two things that really bugged me about this show. First off, the stuff with The Way. Why on earth, again, were they even in therapy? Has Johnny Gargano gone that psycho? Again, this heel character just baffles me. And there's the fact that Johnny Gargano's just saying stuff just to say it, and this literally makes absolutely no sense. He's literally just mad because Dexter Lumis beat him. And then the stuff with Austin Theory, I thought this was Chuck E. Cheese, and all this other BS, and how he thought Dexter Lumis is a nice guy, and how he thought he was going on vacation, and then Indy Hartwell saying she thinks that he's hot, and Lumis is hot, and then I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm sorry. I can't take it. This therapy stuff was just stupid. It just this continues to make Johnny Gargano just like a running loudmouth who just literally makes no sense. I can't take him seriously. It's just, end this heel run. Please. Just end this heel run. At this point, have Johnny just lose the title to Lumis, even though Lumis is probably not the biggest favorite. Just have Johnny lose the title to Lumis. Maybe Johnny takes like a couple months off, because let's face it, there really isn't much left for Gargano doing NXT. Come back as a babyface, because again, it's not working. It's driving me nuts. I can't take it. It's driving me crazy. That's how baffling they booked Johnny Gargano, literally having him being one of the biggest, best purebred babyfaces to one of the most annoying, unsuccessful heels in the company. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm done. I'm so done, and I don't know what's the final nail in the coffin. This may have been it for me with this heel run. That nail in the coffin, this therapy stuff. It was just so stupid. I hate it. And then the one thing that disappointed me the most on the show, though, was the women's tag title match between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taking on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Now, I'll give them credit. These women did try. They tried to put on a compelling match. Again, you got Dakota Kai in there, who, again, I will not deny, say she is definitely one of the best sellers in the company. We all know how much I hate Nia Jax. Raquel Gonzalez, though, did a decent showing. That big drop kick she did on whichever one it was, excellent. That was an excellent move by a big woman. And Shayna in there, of course, probably had one of her better performances in a while, I'd say, because the main roster books her like absolute crap. What bugged me the most is the finish. They had this finish, basically, where Raquel Gonzalez was the legal woman. But they had Adam Pearce show up, send out a new referee, Sean Bennett, and basically pull a screw job on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Why? Like, they're both heels. Both teams are meant to be heels. And I forgave it for this match because there's history. Like, I'll get to this when I talk to my SmackDown review. You can't miss out on history in a feud and telling a story. Again, this was the perfect opportunity for them to fulfill a storyline. In my opinion, I always felt was meant to be written. Dakota Kai pinning Shayna Baszler. Again, they have history dating back to their debut matches in NXT when they faced each other. And ever since then, Dakota Kai had gotten PTSD thanks to Shayna Baszler. She was afraid of Shayna Baszler. And we wanted to see her overcome that fear and get her comeuppance on Shayna Baszler. Even though they're all heels now, this match, I felt, worked because this was the opportunity for Dakota Kai to tell that story where it's like, yes, I'm a much different woman than I was back then. And have her pin Shayna Baszler and win the women's tag titles. It would have worked. Instead they have Adam Pearce, who... Is he supposed to be a babyface? So, why is he screwing Dakota and Raquel? I didn't get that. That screw job finish to me just made no sense. And again, it was just me going like, ugh, you had an opportunity to fulfill a compelling story that would have benefited Dakota Kai in the long run. So I didn't like it. I really did not like that finish. But yeah, that's a review of NXT. I gave it a C. If it wasn't for the stuff with Roderick Strong and Finn Balor, again, that match was really good. I would have given the show probably a D. Like, again, this was not a good show. I didn't like it. Next week, though, I'm hoping better. Well, also, before I get there, because Regal was shown backstage, just fuming at Adam Pearce, forgot who knows why, said he's going to make a big groundbreaking announcement next week based off the actions that happened. I'm like, okay, like, I don't know, whatever. But I'm hoping next week's show is better. Because we do have, even though I said before, I feel like they haven't had a point as good match, I hope. We have Adam Cole and Finn Balor for the NXT title. And we also have Io Shirai and Toni Storm for the women's title. And this big announcement, whatever the heck it's called. And Xia Li and Kane Carter should be good. So, I'll I'll look forward more to next week's show and see what we got there. Before we go off the air, let's check the live chat. Tyler says, "Hey Mike, what's up, Tyler? Why couldn't WrestleMania 33 be AJ Styles and John Cena for the WWE Championship instead of Bray Wyatt and Orton?" Honestly, I would have been okay with that. I would have been okay if they would have did the trilogy of John Cena and AJ Styles at WrestleMania 33, but not the case. What was stupid Lashley's sisters of any piss scenes in 2010? I don't know what I mean by that. NXT makes no sense with heels and faces for sure. What was the point of giving Miz the title? Be a transitional champion, who knows? Get Adam Pearce off TV, and AEW is great in NXT. That is for damn sure. Let's go do it, guys. Again, just a very quick NXT review. Again, I didn't like the show. I fell asleep during it twice trying to review it. So again, I'll try to come up here one more time after I hang out with my friends through video chat tonight, review SmackDown, but we'll see how it goes. So guys, thank you for joining me live again. What are your thoughts on NXT this week? Gave it a C. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video and subscribe. More content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. I'm checking out, guys. Oh, and also, in case you didn't know, we have this now. My please stay tuned graphic. Again, in my Raw review last week, had an emergency pit stop I had to make, so I hated just having you guys to sit here staring at nothing, but so I'd rather have that instead. So, give and take, that's going to be there from now on. Again, guys, I'm checking out. My friends are waiting for me. I'll catch you all later. Have a good night. See you in my SmackDown. Review my next video. Peace out, everybody.